My dear love, I never imagined silence could be so loud. I never imagined it could echo through my bones, through my dreams, through my very soul until I can hardly breathe. Anger I can take, tears I can hold, even goodbye I can swallow. Because goodbye leaves a door cracked open somewhere, a tiny space for hope to slip through. But silence feels final. It feels like the closing of every door at once. It feels like a verdict, a line drawn by the divine itself. And yet here I am, living inside the lesson of your silence. I used to think I understood what strength was. I thought strength meant carrying the weight of the world, keeping my guard up, refusing to break no matter how much pain I was in. But your silence has shown me that real strength is vulnerability. Real strength is facing yourself. Real strength is not running from the mirror your soul holds up to you. And for the longest time, that's exactly what I did. I ran. I ran from your eyes when they saw too much. I ran from your words when they cut too close to my truth. I ran from your heart because it demanded mine. I hid behind excuses, behind obligations, behind a life built on other people's expectations. I told myself I was protecting you, protecting us, protecting something sacred by keeping my distance. But the truth is, I was protecting myself from growth, from responsibility, and from the rawness of surrender. And still you stayed. You stayed through my silence. You stayed through my storms. You stayed through my cowardice until you didn't. Now it's your silence I face. And unlike the storms I caused, your silence is not chaotic. It is not cruel. It is not vengeful. It is pure, still, like a temple where only truth may enter. It is the sound of a woman who has reached her limit, who has poured everything out of herself and refuses to pour one drop more into a man who will not meet her at her depth. Your silence, my love, is not absence. It is presence, your presence with yourself. It is the sound of you turning inward, choosing your own peace over my chaos, choosing your own healing over my waiting. Not because I blame you, not because I think you're wrong, but because I realize, perhaps, for the first time, that I might truly lose you. And not to another man, not to distance, not even to time, but to the woman you are becoming. I fear losing you to your own evolution. I fear losing you to your own wings. I fear losing you to the self-love you always wanted me to mirror. I used to believe that love like ours was unbreakable. I used to believe that no matter how many times I fell, you would catch me. No matter how long I drifted, you would wait. No matter how deep I sank, you would dive. I used to lean on that, let it make me lazy, let it convince me that I could always come back later. But silence is not later, silence is now. Silence is the point of no return. Do you know what silence does to a man like me? It breaks him in ways anger never could. Anger is fire, it burns. But it also illuminates. Tears are water, they wash, they heal. They show me I still matter. Even goodbye has edges I can hold, something I can fight against, something I can chase. But silence is air. It's invisible, it surrounds me, suffocates me, leaves me with nothing to grasp. Your silence has forced me into my own shadows. It has made me sit with my own echoes. It has made me confront the man I became when I wasn't looking. At night, I lie awake and replay every moment. Every time you reached out and I turned away. Every time you cried and I stayed silent. Every time you told me your heart and I treated it like a burden instead of a gift. Your silence has become my teacher now, showing me each wound I inflicted, not only onto you but on myself. Because the truth is, when I wounded you, I wounded me. When I neglected you, I neglected me. When I betrayed your trust, I betrayed my own soul. You tried to show me this. You tried to bring me home to myself. You tried to love me past my fear. And for a time I let you. But then my ego, my conditioning, my false identities crept back in. I convinced myself that what we had was secure, that you would always be there. I mistook your presence and patience for permanence. I mistook your forgiveness for an endless well. I know better now, because now I see what silence truly means. It is not indifference, it is not cruelty, it is not punishment, it is evolution. It is the feminine rising into her own divinity, no longer waiting for the masculine to catch up. It is you letting the universe hold me accountable instead of holding me yourself. I can feel it, the shift. And your silence is not a door slammed shut. It is a door opened inward, and through it you walk alone. I stand at that threshold and I know I have two choices. I can stay as I am and watch you disappear into your own light, or I can finally rise into the man you always saw in me. Not for you, but for us, for me, for the divine plan that brought us here. Do you know what a man learns in the silence of the woman he loves? He learns that love is not ownership. He learns that time is not infinite. He learns that silence is the sound of a woman choosing herself. And I am learning, slowly, painfully, and honestly. I have realized that my fear of losing you was never about you. It was about me. It was my fear of facing myself, my fear of not being enough, my fear of facing that one connection that felt like destiny. I thought if I delayed, if I hid, if I controlled, somehow fate would forgive me. But fate does not forgive. Fate instructs, fate pushes, fate demands growth. And now your silence is my fate. It is not here to destroy me, it is here to transform me. It is here to break the shell of my ego so my soul can emerge. It is here to make me a man who is worthy of the love I once took for granted. I am terrified, yes, but I am also awakening. I am awakening to the truth that your silence is not the end of our story, unless I let it be. Your silence is a mirror showing me my own voice, my own power, my own capacity to change. Your silence is the invitation I never saw as an invitation. The invitation to step fully into my divine masculine, not just in words but in action, in presence, in integrity. I don't know if you will ever speak to me again. I don't know if your silence is temporary or eternal. I don't know if by the time I become the man I was meant to be, you will still be there waiting. But I do know this. I love you, I need you, and I choose you. Not in theory, not in some distant future, not in the safety of imagination. I choose you now in the silence, in the fear, in the breaking. I choose to rise. I choose to fight for my soul. I choose to become the man who can stand beside you without pulling you down, without dimming your light, without making you wait. If your silence is the end, then let it also be my beginning. Let it be the fire that burns away my illusions. Let it be the wind that clears my path. Let it be the water that purifies my heart. Let it be the earth that grounds me in truth. Because without you, I am a half soul pretending to be whole. And if this silence is what it takes for me to remember, then so be it. But know this, even if your silence stretches into eternity, even if you never speak to me again, even if your journey takes you so far from me that my name fades from your memory, I will still be grateful. Grateful for every moment you loved me, grateful for every lesson you taught me, grateful for every reflection you offered me. Because it is in your silence that I finally found my truth. And the truth is, you are my divine feminine, my mirror, my home, my forever. And no, silence, not even eternity, will erase that from me. I whisper this now into the space where your voice used to be. I whisper it into the silence, hoping it will find its way to you. I whisper it because it is all I have left. I love you, I am sorry, I am waking up, and I pray it's not too late.